What's up, everyone? Welcome to a new episode of Moving with Life. Definitely change of attempts here. I just feel like I need to change up the way I do things. It's weird not having headphones on. It's weird not having a microphone. I don't know how long this will last. Because again, I'm just trying something new, seeing how this works. Got a microphone mounted to the camera now. I think the biggest thing for me right now is it's weird not having weird not having headphones on. So I'm talking, I can hear the room, I can hear myself in the room. It's honestly very weird. But jumping in today, again, it's a change of, I don't know if it's a change of pace, but it's just a different approach to the podcast. This is episode 146. But I want to jump into this week's episode. I feel like I want to keep posting on Thursdays because of consistency. That's what I've been doing. Thursdays have been the thing since I started. Thursdays and Fridays, if I could help it. I mean, there's been times where I delayed or I posted early, or I get excited and I post 2 in a week, different things like that. But frankly, I don't know. Today's December 7th. Today marks the 80th anniversary for D-Day. Leading to D-Day, Pearl Harbor. I've said it as D-Day. D-Day is really, I think it's June 6th, 1944. But I guess I just associate with D-Day. But Pearl Harbor Day, 80 years since the attack on Pearl Harbor, or Japanese Air and Navy attacked Pearl Harbor. Now, if you think about the 40s to now, once they wrote their surrender, they're basically allies. And if you look at Russia and China now, things have seemed to switch. Because at some point China was a big ally, and now half our stuff that we have here, including the stuff I'm using now, is made in China. So there's that. But I digress, because today I really want to talk about this book that it's really a journal. It's really a journal that I found at Barnes & Noble, and I'll put the link, if I can find it on Amazon, I'll put the Amazon link, but I'll put the link in the show notes regardless. Paulo Coelho, who's the writer for The Alchemist, and Warrior of the Light is the other book I have from him, because I really enjoyed that one. But I jumped into this, and I'm going to talk about really what I've written in it. I've tried to do one a day. I started in November 29th, and I think I've missed a day, but then I'll write twice, or and so on. And there's been times where I write, and it's like, man, I want to keep going to the next topic, but I've tried to keep it for consistency's sake, because some of the questions in here, in this first question, the first question is, what do you want most in life? And even at 30 years old, it's something that I still think about. So if you're younger or older than me, I've said this before, where it's like, businesses can be started at a certain time, life changes can be done, as long as you have a plan. And so that's not where I'm at in life. There's a lot of things that I've learned about myself. There's a lot of things that I'm doing that I really enjoy. Being part of healthcare, helping people. I really enjoy that. Going from music to now healthcare, it's been a dramatic shift, not really a 180, because they're both two separate entities, two separate things. But yeah, and again, this talk is not necessarily for me, in the sense of I'm not going to be talking about what do I want most in life. There's a lot of things I want in life. It's just figuring out, prioritize and execute type situation, to what's most to then, because that's what I was thinking about. Because then what do I want most in life? Get a list, and then where do they stand in the priority? What does the priority list look like versus just the list of what I want most in life? The quote that goes along with this prompt is, when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you achieve it. And so that's what I've been thinking about, and I'm going to continue going through the questions as the weeks progress, as they get me thinking, and for me, the only reason why I guess a reason why I associate this with today, and I had been wanting to talk about this for a little bit, but I hadn't yet. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it for this week's podcast episode, and then this week happens to land on December 7th, or the week of December 7th. And so, 80 years ago, obviously I wasn't alive, and very few people who participated in the war, as far as United States veterans, very few are even still alive now. But luckily, we are lucky to have YouTube and the internet and all these files and documents that can give us stories and people who were heavily involved and who gave their life, some that gave their life, some that were able to come back home and tell their friends' stories, tell their stories. I've brought in World War II several times to the podcast. It's something that interests me heavily. I don't even think it's more of the story and the beginnings of it. The Japanese Empire and then Hitler, the way they kind of rose, and then up until our intervention started in 1941, to then decide to not decide. Well, the decision was made once Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. Then there was no mistake in jumping into the World War and helping end the cruelty and the evil that did exist at the time. Yeah, I guess that's all I got for right now. I have been thinking and pondering more than doing. I've been trying to get myself out of that mode, because it's gotten too much. Again, there's been too much thinking and pondering versus doing, and so me doing this, changing the setup, I changed my bedroom around. I changed a lot of things around. To try to shift the mood, try to get out of this mode, this mindset, not a mindset, but this. I'm gonna say a mind. I don't want to say a mind trap either, but just the way I've been feeling lately. And there's some other things that have contributed to why I have been going down a certain rabbit hole, but I'm getting it figured out. I'm doing what I need to do to get myself out of this rabbit hole. But with that has come writing in this journal and changing the layout of the podcast. But I think it's worth thinking about. Hopefully, if you can take anything away from today's episode, is what do you want most in life? I encourage writing. That's my mode. But maybe yours is creating video content. Maybe yours is writing, and sharing the actual writing, whether it's an ebook, whether it's an actual book. I'm saying like a published book. Writing music, writing poetry, whatever that may be. And I've always supported that too. But you have to do those things the way I know. I do enjoy recording podcasts. I do enjoy reading and writing. And most of the reading and writing is very selfish. It's very about me. It's what interests me. If I'm reading a book that I'm going to start here pretty soon, if you didn't hear me on that one, is this one, Admiral Nimitz. I believe my dad was gifted this book, and he read it, and then I started. Because I was thinking about using this book as today's topic, given it's December 7th. But as I was reading, it's like it's really biographical to Admiral Nimitz, who served World War II. He was already an admiral, obviously, by World War II. He was a fleet admiral, and there's only been, I believe, 3 fleet admirals ever to reach fleet admiral. Now you reach admiral, you reach 4-star, and that's where you stop gaining. You are the top. You are the man in the Navy. But so my whole point of bringing up this book was just finding what scratches your own itch. For me, it is World War II history. It is business. At the beginning, when I first started the podcast and everything, I would consider entrepreneurship But I think the definition's changed. I think its definition's changing, and because of that, I don't know if entrepreneurship is the right verb for me, but I do enjoy reading it. Gary Vaynerchuk. I have tried the eBay thing, but it was never something for me to scratch my own itch. But doing the podcast, learning, reading, writing, and excavating, really, I think that's probably the biggest thing. Also, is writing and doing things like this where I try to excavate. I do dig to see what drives me to pursue anything. Anything. And again, just to tie up all these points is that's where I'm at even now. And it seemed like, if I'm being honest, it seemed like it was kind of a slippery slope. But everything's okay. That's good. I know that. I have been, like I said, I have been writing and trying to get. I did finish. I think I mentioned this. I did finish Jocko's book. But there's still a long ways to go. And until I decide to make this podcast full time, until I'm able to get this podcast full time, I'm gonna continue doing the podcast. Period. But I'm gonna try this. We'll say technique. This approach. It's like a little more simplified, but simplified in some sense. But obviously trying to keep the quality. I'm not trying to butcher the quality of the podcast. And if I don't like the quality, even from this one, then I'm gonna post this and we'll be fine. But then we'll move on and we'll go back to the old template, the old way of doing things. So yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got for today. Again, this entire thing is an approach to kind of changing my current template, trying to be more specific with the theme of the week, of the day. Realizing that I don't have to go 30 minutes if the episode doesn't call for 30. Just go for the appropriate time. So yeah, let's close it up there. Don't forget to take care of yourself, mentally and physically. Take care of others, help others. If you have a team, lead from the front, lead by example. It's so important. In my opinion, it's one of the more important things that I still believe in. I believe in doing good quality work. I still feel like this sometimes, but in doing my guitar recordings for TikTok or doing these podcasts and still posting them, as I gain new followers and new listeners, really, I've used the thought that I'm being judged as a reason why I should keep posting. And if I get some negative feedback, it's like, maybe I'm heading in the right direction. It might not be the direction that they like. It might not be a direction that they have the confidence to take, but it's a direction that I do, that I do, and I'm gaining. And if I'm getting, and sometimes it's in our heads. It's not even actually true. It's us creating this story, this mold in our head that's saying, oh, we're being judged. We have this negative connotation. We have this negative effects being put on us. But I think as much as there is malevolence, a lot of the malevolence is created in our own head. So I'm gonna leave you all with that. I already said lead from the front. Take care of your household as best you can. Reach out for you. Ask for help. I'm trying my best to do that more. And I think there'll be stories that will come along with that later on down the road. But learn to ask for help if you feel clustered or if you feel like there's no way out. I urge you and I ask you to please ask for help. So until next time, we'll see you all very soon. Enjoy the rest of your week and have a good week and have a good weekend.